One of the reasons why we created this platform was because, to really tell the other side of athlete stories, but also hold our guys accountable, right? Like we gonna call it how it is. I'm saying that's my disclaimer because I hate what I have to do here. And I'm not gonna go too hard. But Ashley, you said it at the end, right? This came down to coaching and adjustments. So why is this hard for me? Doc Rivers. This is the same story that we've been seeing in the postseason year after year after year, right? We had Paul Pierce on the show, on a weekly show, and we brought up Doc, and he respects Doc, loves Doc. All the guys do. But he didn't talk about him in a glowing fashion like, oh my goodness, he for sure Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer, but for sure Hall of Famer, one of the best to do it. He has great talent. He is a great communicator. Doc is a great raw guy, like raw guy, energy guy, get people going, motivator. Motivator is the word that I'm looking for. But when it comes to moments like this, right, like coaching matter, schemes matter, right? So like I was reading this article on the Athletic driving in, and some of the things that stood out was they pressed the ball from the start, right? So you talk about James Harden. What did they do from the start of the game? Press the ball, right? Meaning that as soon as Harden got the ball from sideline to sideline, from inbound to inbound, that's what they did, right? Slowing up the game. And then what happens when Embiid is on the court and James Harden? They play the pick and roll. That's what they're really good at. And so they made an adjustment there. They said that was their biggest adjustment. And so I'm concerned that Doc Rivers is going to blow this opportunity again, and it's out of his control. He's just not that guy, right? They don't have that type of coach that can keep up with the adjustments that the Celtics are going to make, and they have the talent. And I said this yesterday, Ashley, right? I'm like, well, I kind of like the 76ers because of the energy around this team, right? And I highlighted those two situations that kind of went viral with PJ Tucker and his energy and his attitude on the sideline. I think that's a good thing in these type of moments, seeing guys press each other, push each other, hold each other accountable. They didn't cross the line. And then also James Harden's actions after game one, like it's not done. So I don't blame James Harden for this, for this loss. I blame Doc Rivers.
It's a combination of things. I think one, first of all, Boston, and we're going to use that word, is a deeper team. They have a lot of weapons that they can use. But putting that aside, which I think is obvious if you watch them play, because it doesn't just have to be Tatum and Jalen. You have your sixth man of the year. Marcus Smart is a dominant player. You have Grant Williams sometimes has dominant game. They just have so many different pieces for so many different aspects of the game, which is beneficial. But more importantly, I'm also concerned, and I wouldn't have made this call. Personally, I wouldn't have had Embiid play that game, last night's game.
Why?
Because
you already up 1-0?
You're already up 1-0, so you already went ahead. Boston needed that game more than Philly did, right? You already got the split.
Yeah.
On top of that, unlike the Phoenix and Nuggets series or the Heat and the Knicks series, these games are every other day. So you don't have the luxury of Joel Embiid playing game 2 and then having 3 games rest before game 3. Right. They play again on Friday.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, on Saturday, right?
No, I think they're Friday.
No, Friday, because yesterday was Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
They play again on Friday. That's a big ask of somebody who's coming off of an injury who's already not 100%. Yeah. I don't understand the rationale of not giving him additional days of rest when you already don't have the days of rest to give him because of how the series is constructed. That's also a second thing. 3 for me is I don't know if the 76ers have enough to combat the fact that Joel Embiid's not going to be 100% in this series. James Harden plays very up and down in terms of what performances we get. And you have Tyrese Maxey, still young. He gets hot in some games. He's not consistently hot. Tobias Harris, no shade, but let's be honest. It's hard to compete against a Boston team when a big chunk of your offense is already at a disadvantage because he's hurt.
I agree, but let's not put it on James Harden.
We can't put it on solely on him. It's a lot of moving pieces.
It's Doc Rivers. Even on the defensive side, like they made it a point to make the right adjustments on the defensive side. You know, PJ Tucker, when you look at how he played, how he contributed game 1 and opposed to game 2, they was like, beat us. And you got PJ Tucker is phenomenal in the locker room. He's phenomenal on the defensive side. I wouldn't say phenomenal, but he's really good. He plays with a lot of energy on the defensive side, but he didn't contribute. And so they made those adjustments and they put the Philadelphia 76ers in a tough spot. And to me, that goes back to Doc. I'm not going to continue to beat a dead horse.
Yeah.
But you're just going to let James Harden off the hook?
Tell me what he did. Tell me what.
Can I pose this rationale?
What they said is James Harden is not going to beat us.
Yeah.
That's what they did. That's how they made the adjustment.
Can I pose this rationale?
Yeah.
Look, so I think Philadelphia came into game 2 thinking, all right, worst case scenario, we split this series before we take the series back to Philadelphia, right? So answer this. Are they playing chess right now, right? Like, did they throw Embiid? No, but look, did they throw Embiid out onto the floor just to see how the Celtics are going to play them? What looks they're going to get when they're trying to feed Embiid? See what type of looks
Harden strategists like that.
I think they are. I think it would make sense.
It would be absolutely moronic if that's what they were doing.
Moronic. New word alert.
What if Joel Embiid is feeling better than what we actually think he is?
Here's the thing.
What if he's in better condition than we think he is?
No. Did he look like he was in better condition?
It didn't look like he was in bad condition.
Did he look like he was in 7-game series?
It looked like he was coasting, maybe going 70%.
No, Corey.
Here they go again.
The most dangerous.
What I'm saying is, I think we need to see what happens in game 3. I think in game 3 they'll have their game plan there. They're gonna know how the Celtics are gonna face them. And then you can really run your offense with both Joel Embiid and Harden on the floor.
There's absolutely nothing more dangerous in the playoffs than thinking that, that you can go ahead and flip that switch when you need to. Playing chess and not checkers or whatever the case may be is moronic. Mm-hmm. You cannot just flip a switch
Nicole Moss, 1 point.
And all of a sudden become a team that another team can't beat because you have some sort of scheme going on. That's not how that works. You play every single game like you want to win it.
2 points.
Don't go into a game saying, "Oh, we already split the series. We're not in Boston. We're not even going to go ahead and really try to play this game because you know what happens." Anything can happen. And what happens when you go back to Philly and Boston says, you know what, we're taking both of these on your home court. Then you're down 3-1. You do not play that game. And if that's the game
I'm ready.
that Doc Rivers and the 76ers are playing, it will backfire. And we have seen it happen.
Sometimes you gotta get messy and cut people off.
Me too deep. No, like
she's up
like
2-0.
I should have at least one because that's why you play Joel Embiid in game 2, right? To see how they're playing him. Now game 2, why would you throw him in game 3 and he has to start from there? It might be too late for him to see how he can actually take advantage of the Celtics and the looks that they're giving.
Let me ask you.
This means hold on. This is -1, Corey. I don't know what the hell you just said.
Let me ask you this then, Corey. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
How does the team know how to play with Joel Embiid in game 3 if they haven't played with him in weeks? Like they got to know how to play with Joel Embiid on the floor. So what they're saying is, all right, let's go into game 2. Worst case scenario, we split the series. Joel Embiid's played. He's getting his legs back underneath him. He's gaining his wind, and we're going to be ready to go game 3 when we bring it back to Philadelphia.
Having your player play the game to get his win is different than saying, "Oh, we already split the series."
He has to get back in his rhythm too. He hasn't put up on jump shots.
I know, but what I'm saying is that's drastically different than going into a series and saying we already split here in Boston. If we win this one, whatever. If we win this one, cool. If we don't, whatever. That's that's a dangerous mindset to have because let's play this game using your example. What if you went ahead and had Joel Embiid do that with that rationale? Like we already split the series, whatever. If we win, we don't. We're also talking about the MVP here. Let's be honest. What happens if he gets hurt in game 2?
if he gets hurt, they know
So
that
then
they can
there
win
goes your
without
whole
Joel Embiid.
chestnut checkers theory.
because they're the number 3 seed. They know that they're a good team.
But
They
what
should
if he
be feeling
re-aggravates?
they should be feeling confident
what if
regardless.
his injury gets worse because you wanted to go ahead and play chestnut and mind games in the Boston Celtics?
Game one, they won without Joel Embiid, so they feeling confident regardless.
They won game one without Joel Embiid on a vintage performance of James Harden, who already showed us in game 2.
BC, help your boy.
What you mean?
Call it
help?
BC. Let's add the new feature.
The series is going back to Philly. They should be feeling extremely confident.
BC, add yourself. Help your boy.
You said that they won game 1 without Joel Embiid, which they did, but they won game 1 without Joel Embiid on a vintage anomaly performance from James Harden, who has shown us in game 2 that that's not something we can expect consistently. So what I'm saying to you is you run the risk of Joel Embiid getting more hurt by trying to play mind games. They didn't go into game 2 thinking, oh, we're going to trick the Boston Celtics. They went in there trying to win. They got their ass handed to them. Yeah. That's not a mind trick. You lost.
Everybody was pulled before like the fourth quarter started.
BC, can you please jump in here and help your boy?
Play to win, man. You're going to play to win. Not that chest checkers, because anything can happen.
Up the volume.
I heard him.
No, I heard him too.
You heard me?
I heard you.
I heard him.
All right, so go ahead, BC. What's going on?
He said
here?
play to win. And I think that's what the Sixers did. If they sat Joel Embiid. Oh my fault. Go ahead, BC.
You got to play to win, Corey. You got to play to win.
Oh, BC, you had your moment. BC, you doing all that talking in a pre-production meeting. Well, and then you come in and you give one little sound bite, play to win.
To defend
what's the football? What's his name? Head coach I'm thinking of.
Herm Edwards.
Yes. What did he say?
You play to no, that wasn't Herm Edwards. That was Herm Edwards. Yeah, you play to win.
Right. You play to win the game. You're not going in there saying, oh, we're going to trick Boston to think that Joel Embiid is really only 60% healthy, but he's actually 90% healthy, and we're going to ha-ha them on Friday when they come to Philadelphia. No, you go in there, you try to steal another one because you don't know what happens in the course of a given 7-game series. And the 76ers are already at a disadvantage. Let's be honest. They don't have much of a bench. They're not deep like the Boston Celtics.
Here she go with this depth thing.
Hold on. Who's the deeper team?
Here we go. So, Corey, before we move on to the next topic, I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock, okay? So you got a running clock. You got 60 seconds to make your point. Okay. Because right now, Ashley has, I'm going to give her another point. 3. Okay. And you're at -2.
-2? Come on, yes. I thought I had 2. I thought you had 2.
No, -2. When I put my thumb up and I did that means negative.
Listen, I can't defend them losing by 34 points. All I'm saying is I think the 76ers went into game 2 thinking this is a win-win. We won game 1. We got Joel Embiid back. He's going to play game 2. He's going to get his win back. He's going to get his jump shot back. He's going to get his rhythm back. And then we're going to take the series back to Philadelphia and win 2 in a row. Win-win.
Okay, that was 20 seconds. We'll let the people decide if you if you even the score. So please jump in the comments and let us know if Corey sounds like he knows what he's talking about on this one.